second place locked up here?
Oh, that's great. Obviously, that's what we wanted to do tonight. Wasn't beautiful all the way through, but we got it done, and that's what's important.
7 wins in a row now. You guys talked a lot about wanting to get your game where you wanted it to be. How close are you to it being where you want it to be?
Very close. I mean, the last 2 games have been great, and everything. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot of the game today, besides the second period, was really good. The second period, we play like that in the playoffs, it's not going to be very good. So, but it's also not horrible to take that period, look at it, and talk about it. I think we're close, but no matter how close we get, it's never going to be perfect, and we got to keep working at our game.
As far as getting your game into order, it hasn't been often your top 2 scoring lines have been going at the same time this year. How do you feel about those 2 units now as you're heading into the playoffs?
Oh, sorry, power play?
No, so like your first and second scoring lines.
I mean, it's important to have all four lines going in the playoffs. You've seen it throughout the years. It's not the first line every single night. It's exciting to get everyone going. In many, it was our 4th line that got us the victory in the end, right? It changes every game, and we got to keep that going. That's how you win in the playoffs. It's not just having one line going. So it's exciting for us.
Nikolai, how satisfying is it for you personally that you're going to play a full 82 just like you set out to do at the start of the season?
It's nice. It's very nice. It's been a while, and it's something that I don't set a lot of goals for myself, and obviously you never know what happens during the season. It's not like I've asked for the injuries I've had in the past, but that's part of it. And it sucks not playing, but it's also sometimes good to go through stuff like that. So it's something that I'm very, very happy about.
What's clicking for your line right now?
Most of it is honestly pretty simple. Obviously we had a couple goals against today, but I think overall the games that we've played together, we've been really good in the D zone and getting the pucks out, and against teams that pressure a lot, that's going to create chances when you play well defensively and get the pucks and go the other way. So, we're just trying to create as much as possible and play well defensively and get the chemistry going even more. So we just got to keep working at it.
What are you seeing from Tyler Toffoli of late, especially?
I mean, he had one off the bar today. His shot's pretty good. His patience is pretty good with the puck. And, he gets into the right spots to get that shot off. That's why he scored so many goals in this league. So, I think he's, or I know he's pretty fun to play with.
Yeah, nice to get out of the way in this game. I thought we stuck with it, ups and downs of the game. No matter what, we stuck up for each other, support each other when we didn't make the plays that we needed to, and, just a kind of gritty win there to pull it out.
Heading into the playoffs, Kyle, for you, do you feel like you're playing your best hockey at any point of the season?
You could say that for a lot of guys in here. Myself, I think we're all ramping up. And building towards that, yeah. So, confidence is pretty high going into the playoffs. for everybody here, and our team game, we know what it takes to win. We kind of found ourselves an identity, and I feel like in this last month, and really showing what it takes to win. We obviously went on a skid there where we lost 5 straight, and we took a deep look at our game and what was working and what wasn't working. And personally as well, I think everybody kind of looked themselves in the mirror at that point. Realized that we needed better from everybody, and we're just as hungry as everybody right now.
How were you able to find that identity now as a group?
Yeah, I think seeing what works when we're great. We're pressuring teams, we're skating. You can't do anything if your feet aren't moving out there. In the D zone. First time you get the puck, you got to get those feet moving, those quick strides, and it takes everybody being on the same page, all as a unit. If one guy's not doing their job, it slows everybody down. And you see in our neutral zone when we press with 2 forwards in that forecheck, we turn a lot of pucks over and we get to play with the puck in their zone.
What do you think most with the way your line is clicking right now?
Yeah, I think kind of managing the puck throughout the game. Not getting hung up in the neutral zone. I think we're all pretty gifted players. When the play's there, we're able to make plays, but we also got to be aware that if they have an F3 above us, it's cut it off, get it in, turn it over, use your legs to forecheck and get it back that way. So just being a little more mature for us, and I think that's create a lot of more offense in their zone.
How would you describe that pass Mark made to you on your first goal?
Yeah, pretty good pass, huh? He, it's something that I'm not surprised at all, though. I see it so many times. It's just he's a really gifted player. He has a really good timing of picking up that puck down low and getting his head around and having a feel for where I'm at. I just try to put myself in the best position where he can make that pass, and he does that in his sleep, so it's pretty cool to see.
You guys look really dangerous on that low to high pass, and you talked about putting yourself in the right spot. What goes into finding the timing that you guys seem to be able to find? There was one shift there where it was like you did it almost 3 times in a row, and you're into the zone, into the slot, out of the slot, back. What goes into finding the timing to be there at the right time for him?
Yeah, well, if you just stand there, it's pretty easy to cover. So like you're saying, you got to time it out right. Trying to find the blind spots of the defender, who's on you, whether you're going really high and then coming in with speed, or just being more patient and pulling out. So you just try to get lost in that area. Sometimes they get so puck focused on where it's going, whether it's a change of sides, and if they turn their back a little bit, that's where you kind of push off them and time it in. Mark and Gabe's really good at that as well. He's got great vision down there. He hangs around the net. And, I think we kind of read off each other, and there's some chemistry. You kind of know where you're going to.
Speaking of that blind spot, is that exactly what you did on that second goal of yours?
Yeah, J-Mo made a great pass there. We took 2 at the net. It was the way they defend with a center release. He kind of get lost a little bit. So I think, I kind of just got lost behind him, and I think everybody just thought J-Mo was shooting that one. He did a really good fake and found some free ice down there. And my first look was trying to get at the Gabe back door. They kind of just committed there, and I just kind of had a feel that the goalie was leaning one way. Yeah.
down home ice for the first round here?
Yeah, feels good. That was something that it was our objective once we got this later on in the season. Okay, we have a shot at getting home ice. Let's go for it and give the guys a lot of credit. They buckled down and we got it. And so I think it's important for us to be able to do that. And, yeah.
How'd you get things turned around during this winning streak?
Pardon me?
How'd you get things turned around during this winning streak for your group as a whole to get some
I think,
momentum?
Even that 6 games we were losing, we played a couple of really good games in there. We did. I mean, not really good, but well enough to get a point or something. So we didn't let that beat us up. We kept the focus on the process and getting back to the things that we do well for 60 minutes, and we were able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, how impressed have you been? Kyle Connor just said that the commitment to that play and that defensive structure.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, well, because they know now what it looks like, and they know now what, okay, things aren't going well, what we have to do. It's a little easier for them to see it themselves, right? Because we've been doing it now for 2 years. It's a little easier to recognize, and they again they have to buy in, and they've done that.
What can you tell us about Morgan Barron leaving the game?
We'll probably know more tomorrow morning. We got to get see him get reevaluated.
Okay.
Rick, further to your club's ability to self-correct elements of the system when it doesn't look quite right, does that make the second period tonight less of a concern, even though it's very late in the season?
The second period was all just terrible puck management. It had nothing to do with structure. It was just puck management, all of it. So, but they recognize that too, right now. That okay, we're feeding their transition. We're giving them opportunities. We let them get back in the game, just with our puck possession, our puck management. That's really the biggest issue we had in the second period.
Because Thursday's game has no stakes in the standings riding on it now, are you contemplating resting some guys who could use a break?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. You're getting old like me. You got to write things down so you remember.
Kyle Connor, he has a big point streak right now at this point. Have you seen anything different from his game recently that's kind of led to a big string of point production? And is this the best hockey you've seen him play this year?
You know what I see in his game? I see him skating really well at both ends of the ice. He really is. So that tells you he's engaged in the game. There's been some great back checks. I mean, I know he's scoring goals and he's creating things, but you watch how many times, how hard he comes back. So when you see that in your players, you know they're totally engaged. And he's an elite offensive player that when he's engaged in the game, he's going to get those opportunities, he's going to bury them. You remembered now?
First, you talked quite a bit throughout the year about getting your first and second scoring lines going. Is this the best you've seen them playing, at the same time?
Yes, yeah. Again, we've liked that chemistry of the Monahan, Toffoli, and Ehlers line from the day we put them together, and that's looked good. Gabe's missed quite a bit of, he's missed enough time. But when he's there on that line, he looks good on it. We know the combination of Mark and KC works, because before KC got hurt, he was leading the league in goals, so we know that that's there. But we needed that second line to come up and be more consistent, and they've done that with the acquisition of Sean and Tyler.
You're not the kind of guy to talk much about yourself, so I'll ask about your coaching staff, but I just wonder how you feel the job that your coaching staff has done from a team that not long ago was in a 6-game losing streak, and you laid out a bunch of things that you wanted your team to do, and it almost looks like you've ticked every single box that you were trying to get this team doing before you're heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, our coaches work very hard. They're here early in the morning, and they're all very intelligent hockey. They're good hockey people, and they're good people. They all have good rapport with the players, and that's important today. That communication you absolutely have to have with your players, and the whole staff is very good at that. But they work closely with the players, and they come to every day, and they're very well prepared. So, again, how many head coaches can take the month of November off, and the team can keep going? So, give them all the credit. They deserve an awful lot of it. Good. Thanks.